Hello students, we are back again. This time we are there on session 4 basic writing skills. Just before this session we learn about communication skill, what are different types of communication mediums, what are the effective things which are required to communicate so as to make the communication proper and complete. We also learn about barriers in communication which makes communication either impossible or difficult, and we also learn about the techniques through which we can overcome these barriers in communication. So all in all, if we require to communicate with anybody, we require a language, and we require a proper knowledge of language so that when we make a communication we make full sense of what we wanted to express to the other person. So in this session we will be learning about English language. We will learn about how to construct a sentence, what is a phrase, and what are the different kinds of sentences. These all things you might have learned in lower classes. So this is just for you a revision, that is what is a sentence, what is a phrase, what are the different kinds of sentences. So when we will come to know about all these things, certainly a person will be able to communicate a lot more better way in English language. So basically when we talk about a sentence, as you all know, that sentence is a group of words which makes a complete meaning. All these words all together, they make a complete sense. Means when you say that a particular group of word is a sentence, that means all those group of words are conveying a proper and particular meaning. So basically a sentence is a group of words that has a complete meaning and it conveys a complete sense. Say for example, if I say Ali is walking, so this sentence has a complete meaning, and that is Ali is working. So if you read this statement, you will find nothing as incomplete. You will find a complete meaning. If your question is what is Ali doing, so you will get the answer as complete. Ali is working. So basically if we see a sentence basically has in a minimum of two things. A sentence has a subject and it has a verb part that is known as predicate. So a simple sentence, the simplest sentence will have at least two things, a subject and a predicate. The verb part is termed as predicate. The noun or the pronoun part about which the sentence is being said is known as the subject. So a simplest sentence will have a subject and a verb. And there is one more thing about sentence, that is whenever a sentence is written, a sentence starts with a capital letter and a sentence ends with a punctuation mark. So when these two things are there, that makes a group of word means a complete sense, and then it is termed as a sentence. So if we take one more example, like Sham works in an office. So in this sentence, Sham will be the subject part of the sentence and the verb will be works. So in this sentence also we get a complete meaning. So the next thing which comes up is a phrase. Here phrase is also a group of words, but the difference here is a phrase do not have a subject and a verb. It conveys some meaning, but it do not conveys the complete meaning. So basically, it can be used as a part of the sentence. Say, for example, if I say on the rooftop. So through these three words on the rooftop, you may be able to get some meaning that somebody will be there on rooftop, or something is there on rooftop, or something is kept on the rooftop. But who, what, you will not get the answer. So here subject is missing, and the sense is also not coming complete. So if you see the next example, that is under the table, again it has some meaning, but it do not have full meaning. You will be having a number of question, who is under the table or what is under table. You will not get the answer for these. So it is a phrase, it do not have a complete meaning. So basically, a phrase is a word or a group of word which has some meaning, but it do not conveys the full meaning, it do not complete the sentence. It is. So now we come to know what is a sentence and what is a phrase. So if we talk about only sentence, we have different kinds of sentences. So if we categorize all these sentences, we have four different kinds of sentences. The very first type of sentence is declarative sentence. The second type of sentence is interrogative sentence. The third type of sentence is imperative sentence, and the last type of sentence is exclamatory sentence. So we will be discussing about all these types of sentences, and we will be seeing how these sentences are framed and what are these sentences with examples. You have studied all these types of sentences before this, so this is just a recall from the previous class which you have learned before. The very first kind of sentence is declarative sentence. From the name itself, you can find out it declares something, it declares some information. So basically, declarative sentences are those sentences which gives some kind of information, which relies some kinds of information or message. A declarative sentence is the most common type of sentence which is used in the English language. It offers some facts, it offers some information, it offers some knowledge to the other person to whom the communication is being done. So basically, it delivers some particular kind of information. A declarative sentence always ends with a full stop. So the punctuation mark for declarative sentence is a full stop. So if we take the example, Suresh is a hard working boy. So here you can simply see that this particular statement is giving a particular kind of information, and the information is about Suresh. And what is this information? Information is Suresh is a hard working boy. So basically, it is a fact, it is an information, it is a declaration about somebody. So this kind of statement. And then the next type of statement which comes up is interrogative sentence. See, as the term interrogation means asking question. So interrogative sentences are those sentences which simply ask questions such as what, when, why, where, whom, how. So these all are the questions, and some more are there which will be asked through interrogative sentences. So if we repeat it again, we can say that all those questions are termed as interrogative sentences, means all the sentences which ask some questions, they are termed as interrogative sentences. These interrogative sentences, they end with a question mark. Say for example, you ask a question, what is your school name? So basically this statement is a question type of statement. It is an interrogative sentence. If you ask, where does your friend live? Again, it is a question. It is an interrogative type. It is ending with a question mark. So basically, we can say that all the statements which ask questions, they are. Then the next type of statement, the sentence which comes up is imperative sentence. Imperative sentences are those sentences which conveys a command or a request or some instruction or advice. So these kinds of statements are termed as imperative sentence. Say for example, if somebody says turn off the lights, so this statement is a command type, means this statement is giving a command and the command is to turn off light. This command is being given to somebody and somebody has to turn off the lights. If we say a next example, say for example we say it as be brave. So if we see it in terms of meaning, it is a statement which is giving a advice to be brave. If you see one more example, please do me a favor. So if we see this statements, we certainly see the meaning is coming as a request. So a imperative sentence may give a command, a advice or a request, a instruction, and when these things are being given through. The last type of sentence is exclamatory sentence. These exclamatory sentences are those sentences which are used to express strong emotions or feelings. A exclamatory sentence usually begins with words like what, how, etc. It do not begins with these words always, but sometimes, usually. And a exclamatory sentence always ends with a exclamation mark. Say for example, we say happy birthday Sham. So in this statement, it is expressing a strong feeling and it is a exclamatory sentence. So if I say thank you Mohan, so this is also a exclamatory sentence. So these sentences are expressing strong feelings or emotion. So as these statements are termed as exclamatory sentence. So now we got a overview of these types of sentences, these four types of sentences. You have learned these sentences before also. This is just to recall what are these different types of statements and how we can use these statements in our communication so as to make